For many years we've been told there is no alternative. We would love to help the homeless, but sadly they'll always be with us because there just isn't enough space for them. And then suddenly, as soon as the pandemic hits, the money can be found. Suddenly, all the homeless people sleeping on the streets have to be found homes because they're regarded by government as a reservoir of disease. They might infect us. So when you told us you couldn't house them, that was a lie. It wasn't a question of a lack of capacity, it was a question of a lack of political will. We were told that people would never accept flying less, changing the way they travel on land. Now we find that people, when they're called upon to do so, will make far bigger changes. To stay at home, not to fly at all, scarcely to travel at all. People are prepared to make big changes when they know it's for the good of humanity. And yet the changes we need to make to preserve our lives and all life on Earth are far smaller and far easier than the changes we've been asked to make to protect ourselves from the coronavirus. At the beginning of the Second World War, there was a massive repurposing of industry. Industries making civilian products were very rapidly turned around by government order to make military products instead. And that was way before the digital age, way before the age of just-in-time production. We could do it even more quickly today. We could turn companies which are currently producing cars and aeroplanes into producing wind turbines and solar panels instead, into laying the foundations of a completely new economy, an economy that lives within the planet's natural limits, but that actually emphasises human well-being and the well-being of our life support systems. This horrendous pandemic has to be a tipping point. We've seen how people have been sacrificed on the altar of government carelessness.
Had we introduced lockdown measures a week earlier, we would have reduced the final death toll by at least a half.
This has to be a point of transformation, where we move from one system, an exploitative political and economic system, to a completely different one. And the way I'd describe that system is with a simple slogan: private sufficiency, public luxury. There's simply not enough resources in the world for everyone to have private luxury. The only reason that some people can have super yachts and super homes and super cars and burn so much fossil fuel is that not everybody is doing it. They are taking resources away from the rest of us. The promise of capitalism was always that everyone can aspire to that private luxury. That's why people go along with it. We're all temporarily embarrassed millionaires. We all think that one day we're going to be the person sitting on the golden throne. But we aren't. That's the con of it all. That's the trick. That only some people can sit on the golden throne. There's not enough resources for everyone to do so. And they sit on the golden throne because other people's labour is exploited. But there is enough space for us all to enjoy public luxury, great parks, great public swimming pools, great public tennis courts, great public art collections, great public museums, great public libraries, great public transport, great public everything. Public space creates space for everybody. Private space excludes us from most of the surface of the planet. What we need to switch to as we come out of this pandemic is a system of private sufficiency and public luxury. I hear a lot of people saying, well, it could go either way. We could come out of this pandemic with a better civilization, or we could come out with a worse civilization. People make it sound as if it's a spectator sport. That is not the role of citizens in a democracy. We're the ones who determine whether we emerge from this pandemic better than things were before or worse than things were before. We do that thing which is essential, which is to try to get between governments and the powerful interests that surround them, to break the link between governments and the power of money and replace the power of money with the power of citizens. Now more than ever, we need alternatives to the billionaire media. We need people who are not afraid to confront wealth and power, who will speak truth to power, who will call out the things that wealth and power do to everyone else. So please support Double Down through Patreon. It's your support which will allow this alternative media to thrive.